Today on the channel, we strive to survive with the Mattel Elite 2021 Survivor Series set, plus bonus rankings at the end. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Elite unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got Bret Hart from the recently released Survivor Series 2021 line. Yes, a yearly tradition of the 2021 Survivor Series figures. Back in the day, they were, I believe, a Walmart exclusive. Now they are really available to everyone. It always seems like the Survivor Series set, for whatever reason, always comes to the Ringside Collectibles of the world first. And then it's like about a month or 2 months until we start seeing them at Walmarts and Targets and other places. And if you guys remember last year's 2019 set, or no, 2020 set, I can't get my years right. It usually was a pretty big peg warmer for a while. It was clearanced out in some places. So you long game players, you can usually be successful at getting some of this set fairly cheap. However, that being said, with Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart in this line, you rarely see those guys ever go to clearance. So I don't know if I'd recommend the long game on this one. But what I would recommend is sticking around and watching the rest of this review. And of course, subscribing to the channel and liking the video, all that kind of fun stuff. But we're going to do it like we normally do it. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. And we'll see where it goes from there. So there it is, old Bret Hart. I actually really do like this Survivor Series packaging, this brand new packaging for 2021. It's just got a lot of bells and whistles to it, a lot of color. It really does pop. So kudos to the packaging team over there at Mattel. I think they did a great job here. You got Bret Hart, you got Survivor Series logo, you got a little glamour shot there, True Effects, of course. You got Bret with his standard pink chair. There's got to be more to that story, right? And then we got extra hands going on there, of course. Elite logo at the very top. A little spot varnish, a little light there, but yeah, very real-esque. It almost looks like the Hollywood packaging, I think. It's like kind of looks like a film reel or something like that. It kind of gives me those vibes, at least. On the side, we got Bret Hart looking only like he can look. The Elite logo down below, of course. In-ring glamour shot of old Bret Hart. The old excellence of execution, of course, right there. Warnings on the bottom. Nobody cares about warnings. Come on, nobody cares. And then you got the back of the package here. We got a little blurb. We're going to read that. You know how we always do. We got that same glamour shot of Bret. We got the rest of the lineup down below with old Hulk Hogan, Keith Lee, and Bayley. Soon to come. Stay tuned for those. We'll be unboxing those on the channel. Make sure you subscribe with the old notification bell. You don't want to miss one of those. Then at the end of the week, like we always do, we'll put them all together, and we'll do a special rankings video at the very end. So be prepared for that as well. Bret Hitman Hart from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Weight 235 pounds, 6 feet tall. Calgary, Alberta, Canada, I believe, has like the biggest mall in the world. Is that true? Any of you Calgary folks up there been to that mall? How does it compare to the Mall of America in Minnesota? I want some play-by-play. Give it to me in the comments. Career highlights: WWE Champion, Intercontinental Champion, World Tag Team Champion. The excellence of execution defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin in Survivor Series 1996, earning his spot as #1 contender for the WWE Championship. He sure did. He sure did. Interesting Bret Hart here. I love the take on the outfit. We don't expect Bret Hart in orange, so this is totally something different. We do appreciate different. You guys know how that goes on the channel here. Let's pull him out. Let's see what's going on. Got that kind of smoky red and blue Survivor Series. You guys know Survivor Series back in my day, like an old man I am. Back in my day, it was striving to survive. It was 5-on-5, 4-on-4 matches, or there was that huge tag team match they had that one time. There was a lot of that. Then it seemed like in the 90s they got away from that, which always disappointed me. I always loved the elimination style matches. I really did love the year where they did the elimination matches, and the survivors from each team went together at the very end. I always thought that was a cool concept. They only did that once, but I loved that as a kid. Maybe you guys did as well. But the Survivor Series, a favorite of mine. But later on, in recent years, it became red brand versus blue brand, with NXT thrown in a little bit. 2019 Survivor Series, I'll talk about it more in the Bayley Keith Lee review. I was there, so there you go. But see you later. Packaging. Let's take a look at the plastic prison of old Bret Hart. There he is, looking only like he can look. Got his sunglasses, got his pink chair. He's throwing up the metal signs. throwing those metal signs up. I always felt like Bret wasn't really throwing the metal sign up. I don't know what he was doing. But, you know, Bret in this, with the sunglasses here, he looks a lot like Ronnie James Dio, who did throw up the heavy metal signs, and some would say brought it to popularity. I would say that. Gene Simmons would say something differently. But I do credit Ronnie James Dio with the old heavy metal horns. You got to. I think we'd all agree there. We're all in agreement with that one. We'll pull out the old chair here. Maybe. There it is. Uh-oh, we're strapped in. Bret is strapped in. Oh, here's scissors. Right in front of my face. The old pink scissors. My Bret Hart tribute scissors. Makes sense, right? Yeah, we'll call it that. We'll call it the tribute scissors. Unbox him here. Oh, he's even got a round... There it is. That's everything. See you later up high. Get out of here. So this is almost AEW-esque here. So we got some issues right off the bat, especially if you're an in-box collector. We all remember that Orange Cassidy AEW figure, a tremendous figure. A lot of ground broke with that figure, but a lot of us hate, myself included especially, hated that little plastic bag over his head. But Bret has kind of the same thing going on here. He's got that clear strip around his face to keep his glasses on. I do appreciate that, but at the same time, it takes away from the men-on-box collectors. So you men-on-box collectors, I feel bad for you on this one, because that looks a little bit ridiculous, I think. I also think a little bit, first thing that grabs me here is his hands. I like that they have Bret's hands out. Of course, you know, Bret doing his little, you know, give me one of these. He does that. That's his patented move. We love it. But, man, these hands are so big. And I always call them the Ricochet hands. That's where I really remember seeing them for the first time. Maybe they were from somebody before, but Ricochet was the first one to get these. Mattel needs to scale these hands down a little bit. They're just too big. They look too big on the characters. That's my opinion. I don't know. You guys tell me your thoughts, but... I like the idea, but boy, they just look gigantic. They look like gigantic hands on Bret Hart, but you do need a Bret Hart like this in your collection, so it does make sense that they would put these with them, give you the option. Of course, the other hands, let's get the hand talk out of the way. He's got the gripping hands here, very standard. No fisted hand, though. I would have liked to seen one of these as a fisted hand. That would have really made Kyle's day there, of course. And then we got the heavy metal hands like we talked about. You know, Bret did throw up the metal hands, but I don't feel like it was in heavy metal. It was almost more like a Jimmy Snuka, I love you guys kind of thing, but Bret would just bring his thumb in a little bit. It's kind of what I think he was going for. I don't think he was telling anybody to really rock on or anything like that. My hands, the fingers are a little warped, so they need to be kind of bent back in place. That's not really that hard. You can heat them up, or you can just kind of push them with your own fingers, but thought I'd mention that one. We did get Bret's patented pink chair, and if you guys have seen my Jax reviews, we know all about these chairs and these different color forms of chairs. And now this pink chair was a special chair. Somebody can fact check me on this if I'm wrong, but Bret would carry this chair. Actually, he sent it with all the wrestling, the ring and everything. It traveled with the ring, because he wouldn't be bothered with it, carrying it through airports and stuff, and I respect that decision. But Bret did have this chair, and he had it shipped to every single event he was at. And they put it right in the center of the locker room. And, you know, Bret was notorious for showing up late to events, live events, TV events, all that kind of stuff. But Bret, this way, he knew where to go, because he would see his pink chair. He wouldn't have to sit there and, you know, mingle and say, okay, where's my locker, guys? I'm late, I know it. They would put this pink chair there, and it was like a beacon, a calling sign to Bret Hart. When he was showing up, you know, an hour later or whatever to the event, he knew right where to go. And that's the specific reason they put this pink chair in there, to, you know, bring us back to that time. And it's a little known fact, but most Bret Hart fans knew that, I think. But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments there. I believe that's a true story, but somebody can fact check that. But now getting back to the figures, so we talked about the hands a little bit. The skin tone looks really good. And Bret was always a tan guy, always a good tan going on. Hearts across all over the package, all over the figure here. We got hearts everywhere. He's got the 4 on the inside for his kids, of course. Beautiful. I don't see any paint imperfections on this one. I love that we got this deep cut one from the Survivor Series 1996 with the orange. You know, outside of, if you would have said this was a legit Bret Hart outfit, I wouldn't have. I've never been a uniform outfit expert where I could say, oh, there's, for the most part, there's one from Bret 96. I would have said, boy, I sure don't remember that. But then when you see reference pictures, bam, there it is. That is Bret Hart. He did wear this. So we do like that. So then we get the black glasses with Bret. Once again, not the best glasses with Bret. We've really struggled with our Bret glasses throughout the years. Jax did it the best. A lot of people, you know, don't like Jax, but boy, they did some things really good. And we always got really good Bret Hart glasses from Jax. These are almost like Stevie Wonder glasses. You know, those big grandpa glasses people wear to drive in and stuff. The really big ones. That's what this reminds me of a little bit. So it kind of looks like those Stevie Wonder. I think he wore those for a while in music videos in the 80s, if my memory serves me right. But we take these glasses off Bret, and they fall right off. So these are very thin glasses. They're not the really long ones. These are more of the thin, just go in. They do kind of connect into the hair a little bit. You can see kind of the indention there. Better than some. Yeah, very interesting though. But the head scan, I don't know. You know, this Bret head scan got a lot of publicity online, especially in the promo shots that were sent out ahead of time saying, you know, what do you think about these the head scan stuff, you know, the prototype images we see. And there was a lot of people dogging on it. I'm not going to say any way informed this is the best Bret head scan of all time. It is, like a lot of times, better in person. I find that a lot of times. A lot of these figures look better when you get them up close in your hand. Still, that being said, not what we really want. I wish we could get a Bret Hart. It seems like it's been years since we've got a perfect Bret Hart head scan. It really has been a while, but this does look better in person. He does look kind of strange, though, with zero sideburns going on. It's like everything is shaved here. I don't think he had sideburns, but he had just at least a little bit of hair going on over there. It almost looks like he's wearing a hat, is kind of how it looks to me. But it's good. I mean, it's a good texture for Bret. And I will say it's nice to not get a Bret figure with the hair in his face. We all know he didn't do that all the time. He fits on a Ringside Collectible stand, I'm very sure. Save 10%, discount code Kyle at Ringside Collectibles. You guys know that. Yeah, interesting. And I grabbed the first Bret Hart I saw out of my collection, and it's a basic, an older basic. Now, it's amazing with True Effects and everything else, we can get so much. I really like the old Brets, and they're pre-True Effects. Sometimes True Effects works great, sometimes it's a hit and miss, and some guys they struggle with. So it seems like this Bret Hart is struggling a little bit. By no means is it as bad as everybody said it was, in my opinion, or in my original thoughts, seeing the promo images out there. But it's still got room to grow. It's not our desired Bret. They haven't figured out the modern day technology to get Bret just right. And I'm hoping our next Bret figure, hopefully, they've seen complaints about the Ultimate Edition. They've seen complaints about this one, some of the other ones in the past. I'm hoping they really spend some extra time on the next Bret Hart figures we get. Nice touch with the extra hands. I love the deep cut outfit. Love his patented pink chair. There's a lot to like about this, but there's also a lot of room for improvement. Constant learning, constant improvement. That's what you need in your everyday job. You should be going to work every day with that. And Mattel team, no different. Constant learning, constant improvement. Learn from this, improve on this, and hopefully our next Bret Hart is everything we want. But I can see some people out there passing on this Bret Hart because of this head scan. But besides, take the head off this. I mean, you could grab one of those extra Ultimate Edition heads. I might even try that. We got a few extra Ultimate Edition heads. Let's put them to use on this one. You can pop this off and see where it goes. But I do like everything about this, but the head just leaves some to be desired. That's my final verdict. What say you in the comments, though? You guys let me know. I know there's a lot of Bret Hart fans out there. I know there's a lot of disappointed fans, and there's probably some that like this. But you guys tell me what you think about this Bret Hart and this head scan, and about this whole body here. It's about much more than the head, of course. So let me know your thoughts on this Bret Hart. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The march to 10,000 begins. We've passed 9,000 followers, subscribers on the channel. We got to get to 10,000. When we get to 10,000, we're going to have all kinds of giveaways, so be ready for that one. So there it is, Bret Hitman Hart. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Survivor Series 2021 Mattel Elite unboxing and review. And today, we've got the man, we've got the legend, the myth, somewhere in there. We've got Keith Lee, and Keith Lee seemed to be an interesting one for this Survivor Series lineup, as until just a couple of weeks ago, Keith Lee was basically vanished from WWE programming, so it seemed a little strange getting him in this line, but I definitely do not hate it, especially knowing what this is from, and we'll talk about that when we get to the box. And speaking of the box, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, and we'll see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at old Keith Lee in the package. There he is. So we do like this packaging here. I like the new Survivor Series packaging. You got the Survivor Series logo. You got his name. Of course, you got the nice, beautiful glamour shot. True effects. Extra hands. Got a jacket for Keith Lee. He gets cold in the winter. Survivor Series, a November event, of course. And this one from Chicago. There you go. Elite logo up top. All the cool graphics. Survivor Series. Got that nice little smirk on the side. The Elite logo down below. There's old Keith getting ready to throw some hands there. There he is. And, of course, the back of the packaging. We got the rest of the lineup down below. Keith Lee, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and Bayley. What a lineup. Old and new, brought together in the Survivor Series 2021. We got the blurb up top. We'll read that about Keith Lee. We got the glamour shot, the Elite logo up top, and all that. Let's get down to it. Let's see what it says about old Keith Lee from Wichita Falls, Texas. Wichita Falls, beautiful this time of year. A little hot. Summertime, Texas. You guys know how it goes. 320 pounds, 6'2" is his height. Career highlights, NXT champion, NXT North American champion. The men's 5-on-5 elimination match in Survivor Series 2019 came down to the Limitless One and Roman Reigns in the battle for brand supremacy. And it sure did, and Kyle saw it right there from like the second row. I was at Survivor Series 2019. I went to the Raw, the SmackDown, the NXT TakeOver, and Survivor Series. Yes, I did. And I took my daughter, and that was kind of her final hurrah with wrestling. She kind of fell off after that, unfortunately. But that was an amazing show. It was one of the best weekends of wrestling ever, I thought. I thought that NXT match was amazing. To see the War Games and Ciampa and Gargano or Ciampa and Adam Cole, there you go, easy for me to say, that finish to the War Games match, of course. Then Survivor Series had all kinds of good momentum around it with the brands all fighting. It was just a really good time. It felt special. And that was one of the last times wrestling felt really special, like anything could happen, and that was all about the Saudi Arabia plane arriving late or not getting there, so they had to have NXT come to SmackDown. Really started a momentum and a bit of a movement, I thought, and it was a really good time. So there you go. But I was there, and it's really cool to get event attire from an event you were at. I'm sure many of you guys have been to a lot of shows and stuff like that, and you got a figure form of a match you witnessed live in person. Tell me in the comments about it. I'm sure many of you guys have had that happen. So there you go. But yeah, Keith Lee, I don't see any pain imperfections, any issues here. He is handcuffed in. We see handcuffed in this Survivor Series set. Bret Hart was also handcuffed, as you guys remember. But let's get him out of the package. Let's see what's going on. Absolutely love the background on this. Love the red and the blue, the Raw and SmackDown, where they're kind of meshing together. It represented Survivor Series, especially 2019. See you later. All right, let's get down to the old plastic prison. Bask in my glory, the back of his jacket says. There's Keith Lee. He gets cold. He's got to wear a jacket sometimes. There's Keith looking only like he can look. He's strapped in like we know. We got an extra set of hands. Oh, I almost said, are we going to get a fisted hand? And he does have a fisted hand. So we do like that a lot. You guys know I love a good fisted hand. That's why Fisto is always my favorite He-Man character. Because you know what? He's got a big fist and he's not afraid to use it. We all knew that. Let me cut him out. Hopefully not my fingers. There we go. All right, let's bask in the glory of the coat. There it is. Keith Lee. See you later up high. Do we got a little plastic thing inside? We do not. But we got the bask in my glory, the back of his jacket there. We've seen this jacket, I believe, before. I'm going to grab it right now. Let's do a little comparison action. Exact same as his Elite from, I don't know, 10 series ago, something like that. Exact same jacket. So we know they had a pink chase in this one, and my thought was you leave the pink one without the jacket on, you leave the blue one with the jacket on. Well, now that we basically got another version of this Keith Lee, I'm going to have one with the blue with the jacket on, one without. I'm going to set it a little bit different in my collection. I don't know, but there it is, same jacket. So we've seen this jacket in the past. Getting the most out of your molds, getting the most out of it. But we do got a new head scan here, so I do like this. And I actually like this new head scan better than the old head scan. So, hey, that's great. We like that. Whenever we get something new that is better and improved upon, that's exactly what we got with this Keith Lee, in my opinion. The prior Keith Lee, it looks like he's got a more of a beard and a goatee, or a beard, actually. A beard going on. This one is babyface, clean-shaven Keith Lee. So that's a nice change of pace. We got black trunks on this, and we got a baby blue trunk here with Keith Lee on the back. There's a lot to like here. I do. I like this one a whole lot more than I thought I would. I thought I was going to like this one more, but the head scan won me over on this one. So once again, true effects, sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work. I feel it does work in this Keith Lee case. I got the ringside collectible stand here. I always say it, spend your money on your figures, not your stands. RingsideCollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% and get those stands. You guys know me. I love the hands, the extra hands. These two hands I don't need, but the fisted hand and the RVD type hand, Scott Hall type hand, depending on how you want to choose your own adventure. I like this because it brings so much more to the figure. The hands add to the expressions of the figures. It really changes the whole meaning of a figure. And it's amazing how hands do that. But that's one of the great things Mattel has went to in the last few years, is giving us extra hands, bringing more personality out of the figure. So we do applaud that. It's also great for Mattel because now they can re-release guys from the past with these new hands. And all of a sudden they're updated. So that is something to be aware of out there. But Beautiful paint, beautiful lines here. Love the baby blue on Keith Lee. Love the head scan. Love the extra hands. There's a lot to like about this Keith Lee. When on paper, it kind of seems like a rehash of this one, but there is enough meat on the old bone, as I like to say, to make this one a warranted a pickup. And I'm not sure when the next Elite Keith Lee is going to come. Like we said, he's not being used a whole lot on TV these days. Pretty much non-existent for the most part. Well, you guys know how it goes. It takes about a year to get figures made. It's going to be a while before we get another Keith Lee. So if you don't have a Keith Lee in your collection, this one's off store pegs for the most part, even though I saw it in a weird Omaha store a couple weeks ago. If you guys watched my figure hunt, cheap plug, I found a case of these just out of the blue. I think Elite 82 maybe? I could be wrong, or 84, probably 82, I'm guessing. But yeah, out of the blue. So this is probably your last chance to get a Keith Lee for a while. And I think if, I understand not everybody want to be a completist, but I always feel like if you're really hard into your wrestling figures, you at least need one of each guy. So if you haven't got a Keith Lee yet, long story short, you better pick this one up because it is very solid and I like everything about it. So better than expected. When we always say on the channel, better than expected is what we like to see. If maybe sometimes you keep your expectations too low, I don't know, but I like this one. It's a winner for me. I'm happy to have this Keith Lee in my collection. So there you go. There it is. Survivor Series 2021 Mattel Elite lineup. Keith Lee. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel Elite Survivor Series 2021 unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got the lone female in the 2021 lineup. We've got Bayley. And Bayley, no stranger to the Elite lineup. We'll show another version of this kind of Bayley, I guess we'll call it. Bayley's had many figures over the years. I believe her first Elite was the old Toys R Us Network Spotlight, if I remember correctly. But Bayley, like I said, no stranger to the action figure game. And good to get this version of Bayley, as a lot of people never thought Bayley would be able to be a heel, but she's done an amazing job of turning it around. I don't know if that's the right wording, but turning it around, turning it into a viable heel and something that really worked. She held the title for a long time in the SmackDown roster, out injured currently, as we all know. But very interesting with her ding dong hello. I still don't really understand that, but that's her kind of new persona. I wouldn't mind a basic Bayley and kind of that librarian teacher look she's got for her show there. I think that would be something cool, and that would fit a good basic figure down the line. So we'll see if that happens. But as you guys know, Bayley, like I said, is out injured right now. So this could be your last chance at a Bayley figure for a while. So if you don't have a heel version of Bayley in your collection yet, this might be the one to get for you. Because like I said, I don't think we'll see one for a while with her out on the shelf. And we know it takes 8 months to a year to make a figure and design a figure. Well, they're probably not designing one right now because she's off the shelf. So I don't know for a fact, but that's just where my gut is telling me. But we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at Bayley. There she is. Got a nice glamour shot in her blue outfit there in the picture. Survivor Series logo. Bayley down at the bottom. True effects on the window. A lot of accessories with this Bayley, so we always love extra accessories, even a title belt. And we got the Elite logo up top. We'll dive in there. Got Bayley on the side, smiling in happier times, non-injured times probably, with the Elite logo at the bottom. And there she is, a glamour shot from the ring. There it is. And the back of the package, same glamour shot up top. We got the blurb, you know we're going to read that. We got the rest of the Survivor Series 2021 lineup down below. Keith Lee, Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and of course Bayley. And these are hitting Ringside Collectibles right now. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%, as you guys know. But eventually will be out in all stores. They are not Ringside exclusives. They're not Target. They're not Walmart. They should be everywhere. And in the past, we've seen Survivor Series at Big Lots, for example, and a lot of other places, Amazon. So I think you'll be able to get these eventually. So there you go. Let's read the back. Let's see what it says about old Bayley. From San Jose, California, her finisher, the old Rose Plant, height 5'6". Career highlight, SmackDown Women's Champion, Raw Women's Champion, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley represented the blue brand against Raw's Becky Lynch and NXT's Shayna Baszler at Survivor Series 2019. And once again, old Kyle was in attendance with his daughter at Survivor Series 2019, so I saw that live and in person. That one didn't go over so well. It was a Chicago crowd. As you guys know, Chicago crowds are very hot. I felt like that match was maybe one of the biggest duds of the show, honestly, at least in crowd anticipation and crowd support. But it was interesting. It was what it was at the time. But 2019, it's always cool. Like I said with the Keith Lee figure, it's always cool to get a figure that you were there for to represent. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have had that in the past as well. And myself probably have. So there you go. But yeah, there's old Bayley. We're going to unbox her. She's got a t-shirt in here, or kind of jacket thing. We got extra hands. We got a little tiara type gimmick. And then, of course, we got a title belt with Bayley, the SmackDown title. There it is. There's the background. You guys know I love the background here. The Raw and SmackDown coming together. See you later up high. There it goes. No buckling in on this one. We appreciate that. Plastic prison. There's old Bayley. Looking only like she can look, as one might say. There it is. Let's see. Can I get these little hands out? She's got two fisted hands. Oh, bad guy should always have fist. Everybody should have a fist. You guys know how that goes. We're out. There it is. There's everything. See you later. There it goes. And we even got one of these. See you later. Oh, missed. SmackDown Women's title. We've seen the belts before, but it seems a little bit more vibrant on the side plates. The side plates feel like a more vibrant gold. So that is what it is. Take that for what it is. Yeah, there it is. But SmackDown title belt right there. She does come with the two fisted hands. We don't need to really go over the hands, but you guys know I'm a sucker for fisted hands in all figures. And then we got her nice jacket here. It almost looks like it's stained. It's got like a yellow staining to it, but it's, you know, mimicking what was going on. Almost looked like somebody took a highlighter to it. I mean, it's got yellow, but it's really kind of faded in there. But hey, that is the look in 2019, so I've heard. We got the Bayley figure here. Got her going. She does come with a little tiara action. That is a brand new mold, I believe. We did get, I believe it was the Network Spotlight Asuka figure. It almost looks like, it's probably different, but it's different color for sure, but it almost looks like they built on the Asuka one on top of this, and this is the bottom part, but I think this is 100% brand new. So we do like that, and of course that fits right on her head. Mimics her look. That looks perfect. That looks really good. I'm a sucker for blue. As you guys know, that is, in my later years, that is my favorite color. So I always think it really pops off the shelf. So I really do like the blue and black attack we got going on here with her outfit. It looks tremendous. Looks tremendous. Good lines. No paint application issues. I got one little black spot there, but you can't really see it. She does have the SmackDown armband painted onto her. She must have worn that for the show. Makes sense. So it is Survivor Series. You got to know, let them know what brand you are, and if this blue doesn't tell you. And then she's got the Bayley kind of logo and kind of a SmackDown-esque logo there. She's even got the dimples on her back here, so that's an interesting one. I don't know if we've seen that before from an action figure in the Mattel line, but that is interesting. But it is a good Bayley, and a good mute expression here. I guess you could have this as good Bayley or bad Bayley. You don't know. I mean, she doesn't have an angry face, doesn't have a happy face, kind of somewhere in the middle. And I think most collectors prefer more of a middle-of-the-road face. They don't like the big screaming heads. They don't like the big smiling heads. Get something a little bit more in the middle. And that's kind of where this one sits. Ringside collectible stand. I'm sure she fits on here. Why wouldn't she? There it is. The boots are a weird off-white. Doesn't quite match the white up here. It's just a little bit off-white, but it's got the nice stars on the side. Like a young Macho Man Randy Savage, of course. She does got a little bit of that female wiggle that you get at the top sometimes with the different body styles of the female figures. Single pin joints here, not double jointed yet with the female figures. We got pins in them, all that kind of fun stuff. But I do like this Bayley, and once again, much like the Keith Lee, I didn't have super high expectations for this figure, but it ends up being better than expected. This was our last Bayley figure, if I remember correctly. Gosh, don't quiz me on the year or the set it's part of. Elite 81, 82, 79, something in there. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments. You guys always do, but I'll look it up. I'll see. But it's if you didn't have this one, this is a pretty good one to go with. I don't think you can go wrong with either Bayley. And like I said, you need a heel Bayley in your collection, and these two will definitely do. Very similar but different here, so you can see it is Bayley for sure. I like it. Actually, you know, you got the different haircut. She's got more of the kind of mom cut or maybe the Jennifer Aniston Friends cut going on here with her different cut here. So showing evolution in the Bayley character. So I think this one is a slam dunk, guys. I think this is better than expected. I'm a little shocked by this one. I don't know. I didn't have huge high hopes. Maybe that's part of it, but looks much better than anticipated. And we always say it on the channel, whenever we get a figure that's better than anticipated, and we're going to count that as a win. And I'm definitely going to count that as a win. So there it is, Survivor Series 2021, Bayley. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Survivor Series 2021 Mattel Elite unboxing and review. And today we've got the one that has probably People the most excited in this line, we've got Hulk Hogan. Classic Hulk Hogan returning to the line. We did get a Hulk Hogan Ultimate fairly recently. The world is back with Hulk Hogan. Mattel, WWE, all that. The stars have realigned, and now we're going to start getting Hulk Hogan figures pumped out on a fairly regular basis. We have another Ultimate coming. We have an Elite, a rare Hulk Hogan Elite. We talk about that on the channel a lot. Why Elite Hulk Hogans don't happen and some of the bigger names don't come in the regular Elite lines on a regular basis. So that'll be something special. That'll be more of a modern day Hulk Hogan. I'm hoping it's Pirate Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania. That's what we need, Pirate Hulk Hogan. But it's cool to get this Hulk Hogan in the Survivor Series line. And when I think about Hulk Hogan, this is usually what I think of when the red and yellow Hulk Hogan days. The old Hulk Rules shirt is his most iconic shirt to me. I'm not sure if it is to you. There's a lot more Hulkamaniacs than me out there. As I've said it before on the channel, I was a warrior. I was a warrior guy. I was always a warrior guy. I was the lone soldier on the old playground that said, hey guys, Warrior's taking the title. Hogan's going home empty-handed, and everybody laughed. They laughed. They said, there's no way. There's no way. Well, that Monday morning at school, boy, Kyle came strutting in just, oh, well, guys, you guys see the big match over the weekend? Any of you guys see the old Sky Dome happenings? Oh, it was great. I got to rub it into all my friends, everybody, and they just couldn't believe it. They were all in mourning and shock, and Kyle was doing backflips, dancing. I had the little kazoo out. I was going crazy, as one would when they're 9 years old. I think I was 9. 8 or 9. I was 9. And that's what you do. You rub it in your friend's face and tell them, hey, I told you so. You guys got to believe me. I'm the wrestling expert here. You guys know. You've all been there at one time or another. But back to Hulk Hogan. That's where this is going. This one is very anticipated for a lot of reasons out there. And, of course, the promo images came out a while back, and there was some people riding that wave. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. Somewhere in the middle. Well, I always give a little bit of judgment, but I say I'm going to save my judgment for when I get it in hand. Well, guess what? That time's come now, brother. We're going to unbox this thing. And first, we got to do it like we always do. We got to take a look at the packaging, talk about it, unbox it, talk about it. We'll do a little comparison at the end, an interesting comparison, and we'll see where it goes from there. So let's take a look at the packaging on the old Hulkster here. There he is. That's Hulk Hogan glamour shot. That's what we know, we love when we think of Hulk Hogan, at least I do. Survivor Series logo, of course, Hulk Hogan down below. 2 sets of extra hands. You got that title belt around his waist. That displays perfectly. That looks real good on him. True Effects logo, of course. Elite logo at the top. The Survivor Series packaging. And there it is. We got soft goods shirt. There's a lot to like. A lot of the money, I think a lot of money for this set was spent on this Hulk Hogan. So there it is. On the side, there he is, the Hulkster. Just looking like he can only look. Elite logo down below. And then there he is, all ripping that shirt. Oh, how many shirts did Hulk rip in his life? Somebody should figure that out. Maybe somebody has. Is he in the Guinness Book World Records for most t-shirts ripped in history? Very possibly could be. If not, he should look into it. There's the back. That's the same glamour shot. We got that blurb on the side. You know we're going to be reading that. We got Survivor Series and Elite logo. And we got the whole lineup down below. Bayley, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, and Keith Lee. What a lineup. Never thought we'd see those 4 together in a toy line, but here we are. Welcome to 2021. Welcome to COVID times where anything can happen. But there it is. Let's read the back here from Venice Beach, California. 302 pounds, 6'7", career highlight WWE champion, world tag team champion with Old Edge. I didn't know that was one of his top highlights of his career. Forget his NWO, forget WCW, forget all that stuff. It's when he won the World Tag title with Edge. That was the number 2 career highlight for him. The Hulkster led his team of Hulkamaniacs to victory against the $1 Million Team at Survivor Series 89. And oh, little Kyle was watching closely back in those days. Getting the old pay-per-view box. You guys remember how it is. You had to go to the cable system. You had to rent the box for a couple days. If you didn't bring it back, you got a fine. My dad was always good. He would run down there after work and pick that thing up for me. We'd get hooked up. We'd be watching us some wrestling pay-per-view, or at least I would. He wouldn't really watch, but I would. I'd watch intently. You guys know. Let's pull Hulkster out here. Got that background. We love it. The Raw and SmackDown colors kind of meshing in a little bit of smoke. I think that is tremendous background. See you later. I like that a whole lot. The old Hulkster in the plastic prison, and he is locked in. He's locked in with a rubber band, and he's locked in at the ankles. They don't want Hulkster escaping. He might bust through the package. He is the Hulk after all. There he is in the plastic prison. Let me get the old handy-dandy scissors out. Let's cut his legs out. Let's just go. Let's just cut him off and cut his legs off. Who needs legs? What are you going to do? Walk? There it is. All right, get these hands free. Now, first thing I'm noticing with this Hulkster right here, and I got some comparison Hulks, and I'm telling right away, this is a very tan Hulk Hogan figure. as he should be. He looked like a burnt hot dog at some time. Or a perfectly done hot dog, depending who you are. There it is. See you later. Get out of here. This plastic off, the old rubber band. All right, so here, let's do the hand check first. We'll do the hands. He's got the 2 open grip hands. Need to be molded a little bit. I always call them the ricochet hands. They always look a little bit big for my likings. They might be okay. Hulk Hogan's a big guy, but I want Mattel to shrink these down just a hair. We need a new mold for these. Shrink them down just a little bit. But you could do the old, hand to the ear gimmick, of course. And then you got 2 open hands here. For a Hulkster, if he wants to hold a beverage, hold something, whatever. He's got his open hands. But then he comes with 2 fisted hands on him, and you have to have a Hulk Hogan fisted hand. I always loved the Hulkster when he'd round up and hit that boom, boom. Always loved that as a kid. Loved it now. Even though I wasn't a Hulkamaniac, like I said. Some of you are probably saying, oh, you were a secret Hulkamaniac. I wasn't. I respected the guy, but I was a warrior guy. I'm a brother in paint guy. If you got face paint, you know I'm all in. Hulkster, throw some face paint on. Hey, we'll talk. Now, first thing I noticed, like I said, is the Hulkster and his very, very tan skin. And I'm all for it. I'm here for it all day. I think they did a tremendous job here. The paint applications look fabulous on here. You got the red knee pads, the yellow boots, the white wrist tape. This is the Hulkster. And the title belt, of course, the old winged eagle, goes together with Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, of course. And then you got the Soft Goods Hulk Rules shirt, the most iconic Hulk Hogan shirt of all time. It always throws me back to the old days of Hasbro Series 1, of course, as you guys are well aware. I like it a lot. But then we get deeper. You look deeper at this Hulkster figure, and there's a lot of stuff that is really new, and I hope it's a sign of what we're going to get in the future with more of these figures. First thing, you got double jointed elbows on the Hulkster. So now you can really get some superposability to get the old ear going, all that kind of stuff. So we haven't really seen that in the past. With wrestling figures, it's been more of Marvel Legends is really doing it in spades right now. Star Wars Black Series going backwards on that, but some companies are doing it. It's cool to see Mattel getting in that, taking away that pin joint, makes everything look a lot cleaner. It's still an action figure, but it looks so much cleaner. It's amazing. Once you go this route, you really can't go back because it just looks glaring different. So that's my opinion there. So we do like that. So we got great skin tone. We got double jointed pinless elbows. We love that a whole lot. Now, I mean, this figure, once again, looks better in person. And that's what I say. Most of the time, you got to get it in hand. It will look better. At the same time, Hulkster, the elephant in the room is his eyes. Hulkster looks like he's been doing lines of coke all night. His eyes are up there. They're going crazy. But you know what? This is where, once again, with wrestling figures, sometimes a mild face is the best way to go. You don't want to get too much expression or too little expression. You got to find somewhere in the middle. Well, this Hulkster is Hulkster ripping his shirt. He's got his eyes bugging. That's what they're going for here. So I do understand that. I do understand the bug-eyed he's got to have. He's got his eyes out real big. It definitely looks better in person. I think it might grow on me a little bit. So I do like this. So I was ready to say these eyes are out of control because the pictures make it look that way. You got to see it in hand. It's still a little crazy, but it's nowhere near as crazy as you think it would be. I love the Hulkster bandana here. Absolutely love this bandana. You pull this thing out, though. One thing I do not like, you have to leave this bandana in because it shows the little holes, the peg holes you peg them into. It always takes away from my eyes. We have Hulk Hogan Basics that we've had in the past that doesn't, it's the same head. It doesn't have anything to plug in. It looks just god-awful to me. It just takes away from the whole figure. So if you do not have this Hulkamania bandana in, it just does not work for me, brother. That's just the way I see it. We even got Hulkster's bald spot at the top there. You don't see that a whole lot. Let's compare it here to the Defining Moments Hulk Hogan. I mean, it's just night and day. I love this old school Defining Moments Hulk Hogan head scan here and the bandana. It looks awesome. I feel like the hair is very similar, but they got a little bit of that dusted off here. It's a little bit more bald on this one, so they went that route, of course. Yeah, but all day, I mean, look at that skin tone difference. We'll have nice glamour shots of them together. This skin tone difference makes all the changes in the world. I absolutely do like the skin tone on this, and I hope that is what they stick with going forward. You got to tan him up, You got to tan up the Hulkster. That's the way it goes. And this one just way too white. Back in the day, this was an amazing figure. It's still an amazing figure. It still has a lot of advantages to it, but it's amazing how white and pale this is compared to this one. But all day, I like this one. It's growing on me. I love it. I was ready to say, oh, how disappointed. When are we going to get another Hulk Rules like this? this is good. And I think we'll get more Hogans down the line. Maybe we can do some head swaps from some future Hogans that might even brighten this up a little bit more. I would like to see that. You know, the Marvel Legends team, going back to Marvel Legends a little bit, they give us a lot of different heads with different figures every once in a while. With that in the past, saying, hey, we forgot to give you this in the past, but we're going to give it to you now. So they do stuff like that. I would love to see the Mattel team do that every once in a while. Maybe the next Hulk Hogan figure just comes with a random Hulk Hogan head that is kind of an Easter egg to put onto this one of a more mild expression, or maybe a toned down eye look to it. That would be something in the future I would love to see. But this one's better than I thought it was going to be, so I am happy with that. But it still does not beat the old granddaddy of them all. This one, when I think of Hulk Rules, Hulk Hogan, this is the one, the old Storm Collectibles. It's tough to beat, and I understand you guys probably saying, well, you can't compare, it's not apples to apples. Well, they are action figures, they are Hulk Hogan wrestling figures, but yeah, the Storm Collectibles one, playing at a different price point, about 3 times the price, brand new, of this one. So I understand that a little bit. So this one should look a heck of a lot better for the price it was. But when I think Hulk Rules figure of Hulk Hogan, this is where my mind usually goes to for the Hulk Rules edition of Hulk Hogan. But very, very solid. I'm happy to report that I like this one better in person. Like I said a few times, I had bad feelings about this one, but they came through. The Mattel team came through. Yes, the eyes could be a little fixed up, but as a whole, that is the worst part of the figure. But I love the tan skin. I love the body mold. I love the pinless joints. I love the double jointed elbow. The extra hands bring so much personality out of the figure, and we're going to see that with this Hulk Hogan one. So very good. Kudos. You guys know Hulk Hogan flies off the shelf. Even Bret Hart will fly off the shelf from this line. Legends, they sell. People want the legends. Hulk Hogan, one of the top legends. He's on 99% of people's Mount Rushmores. So you know this Hogan's going to sell. So if you are on the fence about it and you see it, better pick it up, ask questions later. That's my recommendation. So there it is, Survivor Series 2021, Mattel Elite, Hulk Hogan. All right, the time has come. Survivor Series 2021 Mattel Elite set. It's time to put them in order from my favorite to my least favorite. And I struggled here. I thought I had a clear and away number 1 when I saw the promo pictures. Usually you can kind of always say, this one's going to be the best. Boy, I'm all over the place with this one. I've went back and forth. This has been very difficult. It's also more difficult when you have 4 figures in a set instead of maybe 6 figures in a set. That just makes it a little tougher. But there's a lot of good here and there's a lot of bad, as you guys saw with the reviews. But I'm going to have to go for number 1. Maybe it's a sleeper choice, but I'm going to explain my reasons briefly. Number 1 for me is going to be Hulk Hogan and the old Hulk Rules t-shirt. Now, not the biggest Hogan fan in the world, like I've said, but big part of my wrestling childhood. Obviously, he was in every single show. I got the emotional attachment to Hulk Hogan, of course I do. But to get the Winged Eagle here is always a plus. Anytime we can get that belt is a kudos. I enjoy that. Thank you, Mattel. The soft goods shirt is great. The Hulk Rules soft goods shirt is even better. It does have the tearaway front. Tearaway fronts get a little dated a little bit. I'd like to see a regular shirt one of these days, or maybe both in a package would be really cool. But I love to get soft goods. I love to get the headband. I'm glad they didn't just leave it empty with the glaring pegs that you can see right through. The tan skin, next level. Absolutely love the tan they gave Hulk Hogan. They finally got his skin tone right. It's an interesting skin tone, as we've said. They finally got that right. The double jointed elbows and then the pinless joints on the Hulkster bring it to the next level. There was a lot invested in this Hogan, and it shines through, making him number 1 for me. Yes, there is the downfall in the eyes, but it is better in hand, like I said. It is better in hand. You can trust me there. The eyes are a little crazy, but that's what you get sometimes when you get the excited look on a figure instead of a more mild face. But I gotta say, this Hulk Hogan, a very, very solid one. That's why he's at number 1 for me. Then it gets a little dicey from here. It gets a little interesting. Bret Hart is one of my favorites of all time. Just probably right at the top 5, somewhere between 5 and 10, or maybe even number 5 of my top wrestlers of all time. So I really was excited for this Bret Hart, but I had some issues with it. Keith Lee, Bayley, wouldn't say they're my favorite. Bayley for a long time was my daughter's favorite, so I was invested in her a little bit. But these 2 figures, like I said, I was at Survivor Series 2019, so it's cool to see a show I was at, a pay-per-view I was at, to see figures of that. All said and done, number 2 for me is going to be Bayley. I can't believe that. I was a little shocked. I didn't think she'd be my favorite there, but similar to Hulk Hogan, we got so many extra incentives with this Bayley. We got a soft goods jacket we've never seen before. You get that women's title belt. Always good to get an extra title belt. You get the little tiara job going on with her, a crown type thing. plus a really good blue outfit that pops. Plus, like I said, I was at the show, so I do like that a lot. So Bayley, a bit of a sleeper here, but coming in at number 2. They really did a phenomenal job on this Bayley, and like I said in the review, this could be the last Bayley figure for a long time. So if you want a Bayley figure of her heel persona, you better get after this one, because I don't know when your next chance will be. So there you go, Bayley at number 2. Now 3 and 4 gets difficult, but the inclusion of a certain object here, we're talking this pink chair. Putting this pink chair, the fans have demanded it for all these years, wanted Bret's pink chair that was in so many stories of his lore of his career. People wanted that pink chair, so we're going Bret Hart number 3. Yes, this has its faults. We've had a lot of faults with Bret Hart figures over the year. Next time, there's no more excuses. We got to get it right the next time, Mattel. Step up to the plate on this one. We got to get the correct glasses. We got to get a good head scan. This one's a little bit of a miss. The glasses are a miss. Just a little interesting. The too big of hands, I can't fault that just on Bret, as I think that is across the board. These hands are too big for about every single figure they go to. Bret Hart looks a lot like Ronnie James Dio, which isn't a bad thing. You know, he's rocking the metal out. Ronnie James Dio throwing them horns up. I'm all for Dio. We rock. You guys know how that goes. Holy Diver, Black Sabbath, Rainbow. We could go on and on talking about Ronnie James Dio, the greatness of Ronnie James Dio. So I'm cool getting a Ronnie James Dio / Bret Hart figure. That works out for me. But there's a lot that needs improved here. I like what they tried to go for. It just missed the mark, sadly. So he comes in at number 3. But number 4, Keith Lee holding up the rear. Very close to number 3, though. I have to admit that. It's just there wasn't enough meat on the bone between the other ones. We got a new head. That's good. But besides that, you basically got the same thing. A little bit different in the trunks, but it's pretty much the same exact figure. Even the same vest, jacket. Keith Lee gets cold. We learned that. It's just not enough meat on the bone to make enough difference. So it really came down to the 2 heavily accessory-laden figures in the set really taking the top spot. Bret Hart would have been in number 2 if the head, maybe even number 1 possibly, I should say, if the head worked itself out and the glasses worked themselves out. I do like this pink chair. We've never got this pink chair before. First time in the line, pink chair. But he could have been higher, and Keith Lee was kind of stuck no matter which way. I think he probably would have been 3 or 4 no matter which way he went, just based on what his outfits are and the outfit selections that we have for him. So that's the way I see it. How do you see it? How do you rank these 4 in order? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Which one disappointed you the most? Which one blew away your expectations? Which one are you excited for? Which one are you picking up? Which ones are you passing on? So many questions. You guys could write War and Peace in the comments, but feel free. They're your comments. So let me know your thoughts here. And then, hey, while you're here, you've stayed around this long, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. The march to 10,000 is just beginning. Be a part of it. Subscribe. Hit the old notification bell. A lot of cool stuff to come on the channel, so make sure you're here for it. I'd hate to see you miss out. Follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter. _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. And, of course, Pro Wrestling Tees. Search Kyle Peterson. Support the channel. So for Hulk Hogan, Bayley, Bret Hart, Keith Lee, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.